So why you have three names? I haven't updated this video that much recently, but I plan on doing that. So you got to wonder why like Jim Jones had a bunch of people kill themselves, why Spaceship Earth they kill themselves. Well, that's because they were kind of stupid. They don't pick up on languages and patterns. Why you have three names? There's a reason why you have three names, so you don't name yourself after the source. If you had a daughter, you could name your daughter after or if you had a Zachar, you could name your Zachar after or They'd still have the same mind process, and they'd probably make copies of themselves. That you name your child after if you want them to keep making versions of themselves. But it gets carried away where you don't have, because people do get favoritism, but not as much as you would think. You create a system so people can't name themselves after a source name, like or any of the other 36 keys in my Keys to the Kingdom videos. Anyways, some of the people had like names, all four names, like Ra and On. They had all four of these Shemo, but On went on to have his kids named after other Shemo, and Ra wasn't that intelligent. So On was more intelligent. So you got people that are from Ani, some people say Many. Then you had like Yod-Heh Vav-Hehs, and Yod-Heh Vav-Hehs came from these main names. Now, it doesn't mean that On didn't have other names like Yi and a few other ones. And those B'nai are, some of them are still alive, but most of them have been Nikrat and Seirust and a few other stuff. But yes, and there's B'nai of Yi still physically alive on this planet. But a lot of you guys don't know about this stuff. Yes, and there's Tien, which Huang Di believed in. And there's a bunch of other Chinese names that you don't know about, like Shang, and other names that I should teach you about, that I have written down for a curse list for Halala. So the Halala is so much more different, and all this stuff is complicated. But if you have any questions, I suggest you palal or pray to Yeshua HaMelech Yehuda for guidance. So say Yeshua HaMelech Yehuda. What blah, and then ask your question, blah 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 blah, and then your question should be answered. And then you can also confirm by being like, "Are you Yeshua HaMelech Yehuda?" And then you should get an answer, blah 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 blah, and learn from there. Thank you for taking the time to watch.